And welcome to the 1% Club. We are glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Just got done playing a little golf out in Trump International here in Puerto Rico with Gene. He beat me, but made it back to quick shower and ready to go. Got a little Java and ready to rock and roll. What's up, Michael McDougal? Good to see you, man. Canada is in the house. You're even
Amazing to be
unmuted, man.
here.
How's it going up there?
I love these sessions and listening back to them. And I totally agree with you with the co-sponsor thing. If people join, they should be listing their co-sponsor before they join. It shouldn't have that 5 day gap. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you looked into
yeah.
that, but strange.
Yeah, stay on me. Send me a text on that. I actually put a
With Brent.
call and we missed each other last week. So I'm going to assign you the task every day, 5 day or co-sponsor thing. We'll get that fixed up. It'll fix itself. So thank you for bringing that up. I had actually forgotten. So that's how this stuff goes down. Good to see everyone. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Hey, Federico. What's up? Thumbs up. Mm. Okay, well, let's get this party started. So, a couple things. What do you do when someone's on the fence? And what I mean by that is, man, you've shown them the model explained, and then that's step one. Step two is what's the follow-up? You show them realtyexplained.com. You all got that? The modelexplained.com. Step two, realtyexplained.com. Step three, what do you do? Step three, the revenue share calculator. Uh, we just came out through EXP. Have you learned how to use it? Get yourself a copy of the revenue share calculator and play around with it and learn how to show that to people. That's step three in the follow-up, right? Make sure they understand that. And then also the whole time you want to put them with oh my gosh, you got to meet my partners. So when you find them getting stuck, sometimes like, God, they're going, that looks great, but they're just not moving. It's like, how do you get them off the fence? How do you get them unstuck? It's like a seller who won't sign a listing contract, a buyer who won't pull the trigger. What do you want to do? And so I know I'll give you my trick for buyers, and I'll show you how this leads into agent attraction. But with buyers, I simply say, hey, look, you're not buying the house for 10 days. You have a 10-day due diligence process. You're just trying to see if you can even get it off the market to begin to inspect and look at the HOA and look at the school districts and the crime and the disclosures. And then if you're comfortable, then you make a decision, hey, I want to buy the house. So you remove contingencies. Then you're buying the house. Writing an offer for $10 million means nothing. 200,000 means nothing. Writing this offer because they're like, oh, I don't know that, it's the favorite pastime of people in Canada and the US is called mañana. We get it from our friends down south in Mexico. It's their word. Like they want to put it off, put it off, put it off. So again, what I do there is go, hey, we have a 10-day due diligence period or a 5-day due diligence. We have 3 days. You're not buying the house for 3 days. Like maybe you're aggressive like me and you only give yourself 3 days. And some of you are like, well, what if they don't give us the HOA docs that quick or the CC&R docs that quick or the prelims that then the seller's in breach. I really don't care if the seller's in breach. That means we get more time than 3 days. So you got to be gutsy. I know I'm off topic, but I want to help you think this through because people get scared. So sometimes age is like, well, I'm nervous about leaving Coldwell Banker. I got all my friends are down there. I love the manager. I love our sales manager. I love our broker. And I said, that's great. But this means I don't, let me translate that for you. Ready? I don't understand EXP. That's what it means. It means I don't understand the model. So you got to go back to, hey, let's meet again, and then watch the. We already watched the model explained. I watched it about okay 6 times, about 6 times, and so you want them to watch it again. I give them homework assignments. Michael, go home and watch this with your wife. Jackie, go home and watch this with your husband. I ask people, are you married? Yeah, go show this to your husband or your wife. Are you? No, I'm not married. Are you seeing him? Yeah, I'm seeing my boyfriend. I'm seeing my girl. Go home and watch it with them. You want them to watch it again and again. The more they watch it, the more they get excited. And so if they're in the weeds, if they're stuck, it means, again, when they're saying, I love my friends at the office, they don't get it. If they got it, they would move. And then the other thing you do too is this, it was hard for me to leave Remax. I had a lot of friends at the office, but being at Keller Williams was so much better. It wasn't even close. And I have a fiduciary. I have an obligation to my family first, right? Like a lot of you're more committed to your clients than you are your family. And so you got to call them out on it gently. Say your friends love you. They're going to be your friends. If your friend left Coldwell Banker and went to Sotheby's, would you defriend them? Really? What kind of friend are you? Well, of course I wouldn't. Well, they're going to love you. You can leave. Have you had friends leave Compass and go to Sotheby's, or have you had them leave Century 21 and go to Remax? Yeah. Did you defriend them? Did you say that's it? I'm never going to talk to him again? You got to help them think it through a little bit, right? Let me ask you a question. What do you think your manager makes at Remax or Compass or Sotheby's? Let them answer the question. And you should watch this a few times, you guys. This stuff I do all the time. I think they make, I don't know, 100,000 a year, 120,000 a year. Let me ask you a question. If Compass says, hey, we'll pay you 200,000 a year, come run our Newport Beach office, or 300,000 a year, do you think they'd move? Well, yeah. Would you move if you're making 120? Someone's offering you 240? Would you move? Yeah, I'd move. Are they not your friend anymore? You know, they 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 love you, but they would drop you like a hot potato because it's about their family. Come on, you guys. You got to love your kids more than your friends at the office. You got to love your family more than your broker, you guys. And you say it with a smile on your face. All right, you're right. I had this one woman though, she wouldn't budge. My brokers helped me so much. And I tell these stories. Tell my partner Brent, I'm not your upline, I'm not the this big shot at EXP. My business partner, Brent, I love the guy. He was telling me about an agent he was talking to, and she on Friday, she's like, I would never leave my broker. He's done so much for me. I could just never do it to him. On Monday, she called me. She said, I'm switching to XPs. Let's sign up. I'm like, what changed? My broker quit over the weekend. And we got a letter Monday morning says, hey, everyone, just want to let you know, I've taken a new position with another brokerage across town, but you're going to be in good hands with their new broker manager, Betty. And just like that. And then they kind of realized I've had another one where they sold the company over the weekend. They said, hey, we're no longer Rock Real Estate. We are now Rock Real Estate brokered by Coldwell Banker. So everybody have a great time at Coldwell Banker. Peace out. And I said, did you get any money? No, I didn't get any money. So you really got to think it through. So that's number one. When they're on the fence, you got to realize they don't understand the model. So go back to the modelexplain.com. Go back to realtyexplain.com. Go back to the revenue share calculator. Get them on the phone with a Rob Flick or a Gene Frederick or someone who really understands the model at a high level. A Jay Kender, Elizabeth Riley, Tina Cole, wherever you can find it. And, if you have someone you're sponsoring right in your hometown, you don't need a co-sponsor. But if you're sponsoring someone in Portland and you're in Maryland, if you're sponsoring someone in Miami and you're in Denver, if you're sponsoring someone in Seattle and you live in San Antonio, I think you should get a co-sponsor because they're alone in Seattle, and if you can put them with someone in Seattle, boots on the ground, I think the odds of their success are much higher. Where I'm not in favor of a co-sponsor is when it's you live in Tucson and you're sponsoring someone in Tucson and you have you have support, you get your partners, everything's right there for them. Why would you use a co-sponsor? So I just kind of throwing that in. I know I'm a little off topic there. So let's say they do get it. Let's say, man, I'm excited about RevShare. I'm excited about the stock awards. I can earn my cap back and actually go to a zero cost basis. I get it, but they're still stuck. So this is what you do when they're stuck and they're on the fence, but they're just like, ready? You say, hey, Jeff Russell, let me ask you a question. I'm not saying I can do this. Now, this is for people who sell 10 or more homes a year. How many homes do they have to sell? 10. Okay, about 10. That's not a rule at EXP, that's Brent's rule. But I got to give you some sort of framework. Okay. So if they sell about 10 homes or more a year, maybe eight even, just say, Jeff, if I can get you 6 months at 100%, where you don't pay the 80/20, like for the next half a year, everything you close just goes right to your bottom line. I mean, there'll be a minor $250 transaction fee and a minor E&O fee and a $25 broker review fee. It was just like negligible, $300-400 worth of fees, but you get it all. So if your check's 18,500, you net like 18,100. Pretty good deal. I'm not saying I could do it, but Jeff, if I could get you that deal, would you switch to EXP?
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
consider it.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Jeff, what if I could get you 9 months? Nope. how about a year? You could get me a year at 100%. Not saying I could, but what if I could? Because you guys don't know if they'll approve it. You don't know if Tony King will approve that, if Amy Weaver will approve it, or Russ Lagan. That's your VPs are the ones who approve that. Amy Weaver, Russ Lagan, Tony King, Sean Murphy, people like that. Okay, they can approve this. I literally have a guy who did 2.2 million last year, and he works for a big team that works with Ben Kenny's company, Place, and he did 2.2 million in a very tough market. He's in a really tough market, and the guy who's trying to sponsor him says, "Hey, if we can get him 100% for 6 months, I think we'll get him." Because he's, by the time he pays Place, and by the time he pays his broker, by the time he pays for the Zillow Flex leads, he's making like 25%, and then 75% is going overhead, and it's killing him financially. And I said, done. I mean, I'll go get that approved. And I sent Amy Weaver a text. She sent me back, and she did 2.25 million. It's not even a capping agent. We got him 6 months. Now, sometimes they won't want to do it. So you got to be smart. And so what I do, I says, well, if we don't get this agent what we want, they're talking about, and then if they've mentioned LPT or Real or Keller Williams or Sotheby's or Compass or Realty One, and this, believe it or not, I'm saving 8 Realty One agents. They're not with EXP, they're with an independent brokerage, but they are switching to Realty One. They don't know anything about EXP, but I'm going to come in here hard and see if I can get them 9 months at 100%. And trust me, you can go to Realty One and start paying. You come to EXP and have 9 months at 100%. Like, you get the entire check minus $250 transaction fee, minus a $40 E&O fee, minus a $25 broker fee. Add that up, 250 plus the 40 plus the 25, 40, 25, 65, 250, 315. If I did the math right in my head real quick, that's $315. And I always go 500. So if your check was 14,500, you're going to net 14,100. If your check was 10,500, I would say 500. You're going to net 10,100 and some change. If your check was 24,500, you're going to net 24,100 and some change. That's an amazing split. And I'm going to get that for you for the next 6 months. I go, I would be a miracle, but if I could get you 9 months, would you do it? Really? 9 months? Yeah, if I could get, would you do it? Jeff, would you move if I could? Pretend you're on the fence. If I can get you in Newport Beach, 9 months, 100%, everything you sell goes to your family, goes to your kids, goes to the summer classes and college. I mean, you're keeping everything you earn.
For 9 months, I'm doing it.
Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, I talked to Tony King. He wants to meet you. Let's jump on a Zoom for 5 or 10 minutes. Let him know what your production is. I got a tentative yes. This is exciting. Man, I'm so excited about it. So do you lead with that? Everybody hear me really close. It's the last thing you want to do. But here's the deal. If they go to Realty One and stay there for another 2, 3, 4 years, what have you made? And think about, Brent, I don't get any rev share for 9 months, for 6 months, for 4 months, for a year. You talked about a year. You'll get so much rev share. Let's pretend they gave me, I came over and paid 80/20 immediately when I went to EXP 7, 8 years ago. Let's pretend you got me 100%. I signed up 48 agents my first year. And so that's 48 agents paying 20% in. So on your level 2, which pays more than level 1, you'd be getting rev share on 48 agents. Maybe you don't get it on me. Who cares? And so remember, when you sponsor someone, you want to get them a win, and you want to get them a win quickly. I'll say it again. When you sponsor someone, you want, hey, Carolyn, good to see you. Hey, Vince Tran, good to see you. What's up, Davis Group? Good to see you guys. Steve Hill here. Sorry, I just saw a few people jump on and got me excited. But anyways, so here's the deal. When you sponsor someone, it is vital. Did I mention that? It is urgent. It is like job one to get them someone sponsored. Write this down. Write this down. You ready? Someone type in the chat. Let's open your chat bar. Ready? Recruit through people, not to people. So you want to go through the person. Boom, boom. And when you get to that person, who do they know? Who do they know? And recruit through people, not to people. Don't spend 2 years recruiting to someone. You could shorten that down to 2 months, because all of a sudden they say, well, yeah, who do you know who's open-minded, got a great attitude, a friend of yours that you're close with? Well, Kathy Burns in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's amazing. Oh, I love Kathy Burns, but of course you don't know her. You don't know how awesome she is. But they go, yeah, I go, let's run this by Kathy. Go over, just you and Kathy, your buddies. Bring Kathy a Starbucks or a Pete's or her favorite latte from her favorite coffee shop. She's your friend. Just show up. Show up with a bottle of wine. Whatever it is you and Kathy like to do as buddies. Have a glass of wine, a glass of sweet tea, hot cup of coffee, whatever your thing is, and you go watch the model explain with Kathy. And then we go to Kathy. But as I'm going to Kathy, who do you know? I know Jeff Russell. I mean, I'm in South Carolina, Jeff Russell, Newport Beach. Let's talk to Jeff Russell. And then all of a sudden you start going 2, 2, 4, 5 deep. And then all of a sudden someone take 2 years to move. They go, all of a sudden Jeff goes, I'm in. 9 months, I'm in. I go, Kathy, Jeff is signing up. You want him? You want me to get the stock order? No. I'm switching too. Then I go to whoever I can't remember where I started with this. To say Michael Dougal. I go, Michael, Kathy signed up and Jeff signed up under Kathy. Do you want me to take him or do you want him? And Michael Dougal's would say, no, I'll take him. I'll move it. I moved 3 people from 3 different companies in one shot. So write it down in the text or write down, recruit through people, not to people. Recruit through people, not to people. Let's get a shirt. We'll get a t-shirt. Recruit through people, not to people. And it'll speed things up in your growth and this intensity, this edge. So that's one thing that you could do. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. And again, it's what you do if they're stuck, if you just can't get anywhere. Now, the other thing is, let's say you're dealing with a brokerage. I was dealing with a brokerage, and we could collect. You don't lead with this, but if they won't move and they're stuck, it costs a bunch of money. We could collect all the 20% for them and all their people for 1 year and then give it all back to them, the entire thing. Well, then nobody makes rev share. Yeah, we do, because let's say they're bringing 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 agents over. Clark Broom's on here. He's bringing over 100 agents next week and in one shot. And so let's say they're not, but let's say they were all at 100% for a year. Everyone they tell is paying 80/20s, right? And so what if one of those get, well, one of them gets it again? It's the, write this down or make a mental note. It's the exception, not the rule. I recruit with 100% as if I just can't, I need that little, like the Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Just, I'm the one behind Humpty to give him a little butt push, and then we let them land on a soft mattress and we put them upright and we get them going, and so don't be afraid of that, but don't lead with it. So on a independent brokerage, I had one recently where we got them 2 years, and EXP will tell you it's not possible. I'm telling you, I just got it done. But don't say Brent Gove said, yeah, whoever's laughing, I love you. Seriously, Brent Gove said on the 1% Club that we could have 2 years. I'm telling you, it's the first time I've ever seen it done. But if they want it, I think it was Jeff Russell laughed. That's good. I love you, Jeff. But if you want it bad enough, and I think it was only 68 agents, and we got them 2 years at 100%. The agents are all paying 80/20. But all the 20% for 2 years goes back to the broker of record, all of it, every bit that EXP would keep, and so that's a program. So text me if you have a question on this stuff. But that's a great way to get a brokerage off the fence. To get an agent off the fence, you can do 100%. Now, if they have no production and they're new, you're not going to get 100% for 3 months. They got to have some production. Remember how many homes I said ideally? 10. Maybe 8. Let's say they're in a market where their homes are 800,000 and they sell 4 homes. They're capping 3.2. I could probably get a capping agent 100% for 6 months, even though they only sold 4 homes. I could probably do it, right? Might even get them 9 months. And then here's the magic. And I shouldn't say this. I'm going to whisper it. Guys, gotta listen close, okay? I'm going to whisper. Don't let this out. But if they're seriously looking at going to a real competitor, and when I started, like years and years, it was Remax and Keller Williams. Remax, oh God, they were tough. Now it's never. We rarely compete with Remax and Keller Williams. It's other cloud-based brokerages. It's Epic, Real, the LPT, other brokerages. And if you say, look, I think if we don't make this deal happen, they're going to go to another cloud-based brokerage. Excuse me. And ideally, just name it. Say the one. And what happens is EXP, they take the gloves, these soft velvet gloves, and they pull them off. And then they slide on some brass knuckles. You know, it's a little bit of like the Union thugs, you know. Amy Weaver's like, "Hey Leo, where's the bat?" You know, and so they will all of a sudden deals and some things you've never heard of, because if they go to Real and they recruit, or go to Epic or LPT and they recruit, not only do we lose them, then when they go to Remax, they hatch an egg. When they go to Compass and Century, they just sit there hatching escrows. But they go to another cloud-based brokerage that is all about replication, like cells dividing. EXP will dig deeper, and all of a sudden, you could take someone maybe a title rep, home warranty rep, who's really outgoing. We might get them a year at 100%. They've never made a sale. Or someone who was in sales 10 years ago and they were selling 30, 40, 50 homes a year, but they've been managing Coldwell Banker offices or Better Home offices or Century 21s or Realty ones for 10 years and they have no production. We might get them 100% for a year, maybe 2 years, because of who they are. If they have that kind of energy, and you got to get them on the phone with Tony King. I can make some things happen, but you got to be willing to get on Zoom for 5 or 10 minutes, and those turn into hour appointments. Hey, Jeff, you get 5. Then they start talking, they start jiving them with Tony King, jiving with Russ Lagan, jiving with Amy Weaver, jiving with Sean Murphy, whoever it is you like. I have people like Matthew Stewart jumped on here. He loves Russ Lagan, loves him. I love Russ Lagan too. I mean, he was a big deal to his last brokerage. He's a big deal at this brokerage. But my go-to person, mine, is Amy Weaver. I've worked with her for years. I love her. She gives me whatever I want. I like that. I like that. No, she doesn't. But here's the deal. I think I'm not afraid to ask. I'm not afraid to plead. I'm not afraid to flat out. If we're going to lose them to Compass, guaranteed you we're going to lose them to Compass. What a waste. This is a tragic waste. We need to reach different, because they catch heat if they give too many 100% deals at 6 months, 9 months, or a year. But man, about you, when I was doing open houses from 10 in the morning till 6 or 7 at night, Saturday and Sunday, I would lean on my lenders a little bit. They're on their boat. They're on their houseboat. They're home relaxed with their family on the weekends. I was out. I'd work during the weekend. I worked harder on the weekends. I was super nice to my mortgage brokers, but I lean on them a little bit. And you've been trying to recruit these people for a year, 2, 3, 4 years sometimes. I had people that take me a little time. So be aware of that. What do you do if they're getting in the weeds a little too early? What does that mean when I say getting in the weeds a little too early? This again, they're screaming at you. They have billboards that says, "I don't understand revenue share." Like, well, explain to me the E&O fee. How does that? Tell me about your CRMs. Tell me about the brokerage support. And all their questions are about that. Nothing's about revenue share. They never watched the video. Oh yeah, I watched the video. I've seen it. They did not watch the video. And it's really fun if you see one. If it's a friend of yours, no, this is me. I will do this. I'm just a horrible person, I guess. But I will say, okay, Alan, Nanny, good to see you, man. Alan, so you saw where Jeffrey Bezos says EXP is going to be the next Amazon of real estate. You saw that part? Oh yeah, it was really impressive. I go, you big bonehead. No, I talk to people like this. It's not even in the video, you liar. I like tease them. Now again, you have to have a relationship with people. We'll never do this, but that's why I'm with my friends. Kidding around and tease them. I go, you saw where Bill Gates says this is going to be the next big thing in real estate. Oh yeah, I saw Bill Gates say that. I go, you did not watch the video. Or I call him out. I go, here, can I just time out? I want to back the train up. Matt, you've been asking me questions about, the forms and win forms and, all the expenses and the E&O and how, nothing about rev share and stock. I go, I'm a little surprised. This is not normal. You really watched the video. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't think you did. I think you watched it with one eye on the video and one eye on the football game. One eye on the video and one eye doing disclosures or writing a counteroffer, an addendum, or you were on the MLS and you're watching TikTok, or you're texting and watching, or the kids interrupted you. Be honest with me, Matt. Melody, don't lie to me while you're sipping on that Starbucks. You think I don't watch you guys? I watch you guys. That's right. So here's the deal. Be honest with me. Did you give it your full attention? Because I don't think you did. They're like, how did you know? Because everyone's excited. Everybody's like crazy excited. We grew to 90,000 agents because everyone's excited. You're the only one not going nuts here. And I am. I go, yeah. So let's roll back the train into the station. Let's stop talking about broker support. Well, how's the broker support? Translated, I don't get it at all. You guys with me? I mean, yeah, there's a time to ask some of those questions, but when they go right to it, they never watch the video. They're just putting you next to their company, side by side, apples to apples, orange to orange. Our splits this, your splits this. Our E&O's this. How's your thing? Where would I work? What kind of CRM do you have? They don't get it. The screaming, I didn't watch the video, and you've taken the sucker pill thinking they watched the video. And so you haven't watched the video, you haven't watched it again, you haven't watched it again, you haven't watched it again. You want them to watch it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Get them. Show it to your best friend, show it to your spouse, watch it again yourself. Take pictures of the slides. I always hold my phone like this. I do it all the time. Take pictures of the slides. I hold up my phone. I want you to hit pause and take pictures of some of the slides. I took notes. I studied it. I want you to study this. I want you to show it to your spouse. Talk to your spouse about it. You're not married, talk to your significant other about it, your boyfriend, your girl, whoever, talk to them. And then I want you to go to your best friend. Frederico, go to your best friend in real estate and say, what do you think of this? We have a commercial one too. I did it with Paul Frank. If you don't have the commercial Agent Explain, get it. And Paul talks about why it's so awesome. So these are just some really important tips on today's 1% Club that I think will feed you. It is now 4:57 right here. So that is my beautiful wife there. She looks pretty. So who has a question for me about something I said? Yes, Jesse.
I got two just comments, not so much a question. Great session. If you guys have heard of Loom, Loom, it replaces BombBomb, $10 a month, can't go wrong. But what I do is I upload the video, EXP Explain, for example. When I send it to them, it uses tracking software. I can see exactly how much percent they watched it. And that is very effective.
Helpful.
Another thing slightly off topic that I came up with a couple days ago when I'm calling people, if they let me just talk to them for a few minutes, the realtors, I would follow up with leaving them a nice Google review. And then I would send that to them. The response has been like unbelievable. Highly recommend it.
Brilliant. Did you guys catch that? You catch what he just said?
I like that, the review.
Say
Yeah.
that last sentence one more time for the people who are zoning out.
Yeah. So if I called a realtor and they gave me the opportunity to talk with them, even just for a little bit, then when I'm done the call, I would leave them a really nice review to say thanks. It was a pleasure, say something general, and then let them know. And also, I've been getting reviews back from that as well. So yeah.
People appreciate you. You give what you get. You give love, you get love. And when they remember this trick, I don't know, strategy, when they don't join you at EXP, love them even more, help them even more. But they're like, I'm never coming to EXP. Read my lips. Awesome. Clark, do me a favor. The next time you write an offer to EXP, text me out. I probably know the agent. I will go to them. I will plead for them to take your offer over the 10 other offers, 5 other offers, 3 other offers. I'm gonna know them because I love you. You're great. But Brent, I'm not coming to EXP. I go, Clark, stay at Compass for 30 more years. Buddy, we're friends. I care about you. I'm impressed with you. I promise you, if you'll text me and you're in a multiple offer situation, I will find out where you got to be, how much you got to offer. They don't tell you. I will find out. I'll say, Jesse, come on. Clark Broom's incredible. Tell me where he's got to be to win. Well, because it's you, he's got to be 880 to win. Now you could take your client and go highest and best and come in at 9. You just wasted $20,000 of your client's money. Or you could come in at 875 and lose by $5,000. Or I could find out exactly what it takes. Okay, yeah, I'll call you. I go, no, seriously. If I find out you're an offer you didn't call, I'm going to be mad. I want to help you here. And they're just kind of impressed with that. Like, but I'm not coming to EXP. I go, if I'm just helping you, Clark, if I'm just helping you, Jesse, because you come to EXP, I was never your friend. And then mean it. Go help people at Coldwell Banker. Help them. Write this down. We'll end with this thought. Become more valuable than their sales manager at Berkshire Hathaway, Compass, Sotheby's, Christie's, their independent realty one, HomeSmart. Become more valuable than their broker. Meet with them, do a business plan with them. Well, I don't even know. I go, get the digital business plan from us. I think it's on my website. If it's not, I'll get it up there. And it's phenomenal. It's not kind of good. It's awesome. You download, print it, and then you meet with them and go over with them. I'm not sure. I didn't do one yourself. Ask the questions, and then hear one, do one, see one, hear one, do one, see. Start meeting with all the agents in town and doing business planning with them. Be a consultant. Help them have a business plan at whatever brokerage they're at, and start meeting with them once a month and start investing in them. All of a sudden that's what I did. And I started signing up people like crazy. Then when I invited them to something, they'd actually come because I made a friend. Anyways, it is exactly 5 o'clock on the button. So 5:01, we just rolled over. So I'm going to start in 9 minutes on mastering sales with Brent Gove. Today I have a special message. Today we're noticing in a lot of the markets we have listings that aren't selling. And so if you want to learn how to get a $50,000 price reduction or a $100,000 price reduction if it's a more expensive home and over $1 million, I'll get you 100,000 off just like that. You want a $250,000 off at between $2 and $3 million, $250,000 price reduction, easy peasy. So we start in about 9 minutes. I'm going to teach you how to get price reductions for about 10 minutes. Super easy to do. Sold over 5,000 homes, got a little bit of experience with this, guys. I have about overpriced listings, and I love to shock the sellers. So come back if you can. If you got to bounce. But as you know, at 1:30, we do the 1% club, teaching you how to recruit at a very high level. And then at 2:10, we do mastering sales with Brent Gove. Big news. I'm going to be teaming up with Burl Workman Business Solutions. And we are coming out with an AI Brent Gove where you can ask it a question. It's watched thousands of videos and answers like I do. And it literally recorded everything I've ever said. And it'll just go, you go, what about this situation? What about this situation? And so it's an AI Brent Gove, and Burl's building it for me out of thousands of videos. He was shocked the amount of content we had on podcasts and YouTube. And so, and then we're gonna step up our game in the mastering sales portion. That is normally at 2:10 Pacific, 5:10 Eastern. And with that said, that was a little commercial. We're on in about 7.5 minutes. So go use the restroom, get yourself some Java. And if you can stick around, you're going to love this. It's going to go for about 10 minutes, very short session. It's designed to be 10, 15, 20 minutes max, done by 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. See you in a little bit. You can take your screens down. Love you guys.
Thanks, Brett.
Good job, Jesse. Thanks for what you shared. You bet.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.
You bet.